One of the greatest films of all time, The Silence of the Lambs, is a movie adaptation from the book written by Thomas Harris in 1991. The movie went on to win 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of the Year, Best Director Jonathan Demme, Best Actor Anthony Hopkins, and Best Supporting Actress Jodie Foster, and Best Adapted Screenplay by Ted Tally. There's obviously no question as to why this film is so successful. A story evolving from page to screen can either be a failed attempt or meant to be. This story follows Clarice Starling, a young and gifted student, in fact, one of the best of the FBI's training academy. Scott Glenn's character, Jack Crawford, which is the head of the prison, brings her in to interview the psychiatrist, Hannibal the Cannibal, and hopes to use her wit and charm to gain Hannibal's interest and give an insight to his once patient, who now goes by the name Buffalo Bill. An evolving serial killer, Clarice investigates Hannibal's whereabouts. By the end of the story, Clarice meets her arc, becoming something more than what her past consists of. Buffalo Bill's strategy was consumed by wanting to change form, much like the moth he inserted in his victim's throat. The symbolism of the moth covering Clarice's mouth on the cover is that she very easily could have become one of his victims, but also meaning that she too has changed, graduating from the academy, being able to let go of her past, and embracing her future, until she gets this unsettling phone call. You like the shirt? I got this specifically for the reason that it looks like something that Buffalo Bill would wear if he was on a cruise. Everything about this film is beautiful, like from the camera work to the score, the performances obviously, the story is phenomenal and timeless and just overall just relatable with the flashbacks of Clarice's parents and then, her struggle and determination to climb to the top. It's done very tastefully, no pun intended, with, that there's no jump scares, there's little blood, it's very tame. Something I always loved about films like this is that some of it lets the audience decide of what they see. The camera pans back and forth between Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. He doesn't blink once, which makes me think of a snake, honestly, because he don't have no eyelids, and which I'm sure he has several. Anthony Hopkins is incredible at improvisation, and the scene where he does a Father Beans scene, he actually improvised that. That wasn't in the script. And what makes the character of Hannibal Lecter so fascinating isn't just the way he's portrayed, which is brilliant, but obviously, which is one of the best performances of film. Most serial killers typically are very unsettled and have a certain tick about them or something that gives them away, which Anthony Hopkins' portrayal of Hannibal does not. It's just someone, it gives the appearance of someone that you just see walking down the road. It makes it that much more frightening that you wouldn't know if you were face to face with a serial killer. Much like a chameleon, he blends in with his surroundings. Ted Levine as Buffalo Bill is just as frightening. He was inspired by 2 real serial killers, Ted Bundy and Ed Gein, who also inspired the character Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Louis Friend, aka Buffalo Bill, was intrigued by the thought of change and evolving. Much unlike the character of Hannibal, he's set his ways. He's comfortable in his own skin. He knows who he is. Very calm, collected, and sadistically sophisticated. The only thing Hannibal wants to change is his surroundings, breaking free from his cell like a moth from its cocoon. Catherine Martin and Clarice, they are now free.